Mitch used to measure his days by the size of his inbox. I'd come in and see 150 emails, he told me. My goal wasn't even to get ahead, it was to leave with fewer than I started. So if I began at 150, I just wanted to end at 149. That was the job. Let the inbox steer the day. Promise work you couldn't possibly finish, put out fires until midnight, then wake up to do new ones you didn't start. He had done this at 3 different firms, plus a stint at the Big Four. And for those that don't know, the Big Four are the 4 largest accounting firms from which most smaller firms try to emulate. At the Big Four, he said, it was hurry and wait. Rush to finish up because you have to get it done right away. Then wait forever for your boss to give you comments and the next steps with the project. Then they reach out at like 7:30 p.m. and they tell him, we promised it today. Cool. Physically, it crept up on him. Extra weight, irritability, sleep that felt like it never actually happened. And emotionally, it was worse. It felt like failure everywhere. He said, if I was with my family, I was failing my clients. If I was with my clients, I was failing my family. I couldn't unplug from the guilt. It was always on my mind. He kept himself going with this weekly lie. Next week it'll be better, he said. Just get through this week. After this deadline, it'll slow down. But I pushed so much past the deadline that it never slowed down. The model was simple. If you want more money, take on more work. If you want a life, wait for later. Every time he changed firms, he hoped it would be different. It wasn't. I didn't even realize how bad it was until I got out, he said. I thought the grind was just adulthood. Yep, I'm sure you can relate. Then came the unexpected. It wasn't a dramatic rock bottom scene, just a simple situation where the firm he worked for couldn't stay in business any longer. So our firm, Insight Tax, took over. And when my firm took over, we instill our culture of the 3.3 rule that is still thought of as too good to be true. He will tell you he lucked out. But the shift didn't happen for him immediately. First year after Insight took over was a blur. It happened at the end of the year, and so it rolled straight into tax season. It was like jumping onto a moving train while carrying a filing cabinet. But he said it didn't feel different at first. But just like with others, unlatching the stranglehold of hustle and grind, nonstop hours, takes conscious effort. Logically, this makes sense because ultimately, whether you hate working so many hours or not, it's a habit. And changing habits takes work that is well worth it. So by the next tax season though, he was seeing the difference. He was at home one evening in March and his wife looked at him and asked a question he wasn't used to. Do you need to go to work? He paused. No, he said, I'm actually good for the night. Want to watch something? Want to work on a project? Let's do something. That answer felt strange. It also felt like oxygen. He started taking vacations where he actually unplugged. Not wake up before the kids to grind for an hour, not open up the laptop after bedtime, real time away. He stopped working every Saturday. He went to the kids' soccer games and didn't feel guilty. He did date nights without the mental math of how far behind he was getting. I can log off for the day and be done, he said. If I wake up early or work late, it's a couple of times a year around deadlines, and that's my choice. The family rhythm changed too. If I need to run junior to soccer practice, I go, he said. If my wife has a doctor's appointment, I'm around. I don't feel guilty about it. I still get my work done. And clients have noticed too. The frantic model he left behind had trained them to wait a week or two for even simple answers. Now they didn't. He said, a client told me, I love that I don't have to wait a week to get a simple answer out of you. Me too, Mitch said, laughing. Backhanded compliment, but I'll take it. The work itself improved because the model changed. Reasonable pricing meant he wasn't stacking low-fee clients to make the numbers work. A real team meant he wasn't a man on an island anymore. Actual systems, so no one wasted time reinventing the wheel all the time. He said, before I was the top tax brain and had nowhere to go with questions. Now I've got the resources, standardization, support. The service is better because it's not just me white knuckling it. His sleep improved too. Stress eased. Hobbies reappeared. Presence showed up at home. And the thing that people always doubt the most happened too. Compensation jumped. It opened a lot of opportunities for our family, he said. We bought a house without selling the old one for the down payment. At first I set my expectations low so I wouldn't be disappointed. Then the pay started coming in and I thought, is this a fluke? It wasn't, it's real. Some of the biggest changes are the quiet ones. The feeling when a workday ends and actually ends, the confidence to price his value so he can serve well instead of drowning, the sense that his kids are getting a father in the evenings, how can you put a value on that? His definition of success changed too. Before, success was hours worked. Now it's the experience I provide my clients, he said. The quality of the relationship, the responsiveness, the results. Now, if you pressed him for advice to an entrepreneur who still believes more hours is the only path to grow, he's not going to give you a motivational poster. He'll say, you can only burn a candle at both ends for so long. At some point, you burn out. So value your time or you'll sell yourself into a corner where you can't deliver what clients actually deserve. As Mitch and I were talking, and he was able to recall how terrible it was in these companies that glorify hours worked, he realized the big lesson he's experienced is this: learn to value yourself. Look, it's not a slogan. It's like a system. Look at that as a system. He stopped letting 150 emails dictate his day. He stopped chasing a lifestyle he couldn't enjoy. He replaced hours with structure and attention. Clients got better service. His family got him back. And his bank account is better as well. Mitch didn't win because he found more hours. He won because he stopped spending every hour like it was proof he mattered. He learned to value himself. And then his time started returning the favor. If you saw yourself in this story, here's your next step. Take our free business efficiency assessment. Invest 5 minutes into it, and you're gonna see where you might be leaking time, where you're strong, where a few simple changes could completely shift how you work. Mitch is a success story now, but the next one could be yours. Start by taking the assessment. And remember, take breaks, go faster.